A very good morning students. This is your English teacher Benu Sehrawat and I welcome you all to RKP online classes. So we'll continue with the same topic, that is determiners, and this will be our last video and our topic will be covered. So we'll be discussing about the last type of determiner, that is distributive adjectives. Alright, distributives. I said distributive adjectives because they are adjectives only. Okay, so basically we can write them as distributives. Alright, now beta, do not get confused if someday you come across the distributives in the chapter pronoun. Alright, because they are these words basically. Alright, we cannot say that distributives, the determiners, they are pronouns only. No, they are different. The words are same, but of course their usage and their place in the sentence is different. And we will talk about this thing, that how they are different from pronouns. Okay, we'll discuss about this thing later on. Alright, now distributives are the words which are used while talking to a group, alright, or when we are talking to an individual, or we are talking about an object, when they are two or more than two. Okay, so basically we have I'm writing a few examples of distributives here. Each, every, either, neither. Alright, so these are a few distributives. Alright, so first we are going to talk about the use of the distributive each. So first point is we use each when we are referring to an individual person or object. Alright, so if there are two or more than two, maybe 5 or 10 or 15, but we are talking about them individually. Alright, every single individual, then we use each. Please have a look at the sentence here. Study each sentence carefully. Right, Peter? So here, suppose I have given you an assignment in which there are 15 sentences. Alright, there are 15 sentences. Now I want you to read each sentence. Okay, and you should not leave even a single sentence, right? So in that case I would say study each sentence carefully. That means no sentence should be left out, right? So if you see here, an individual or object or a person individually, so we use each. Study each sentence carefully. Alright, now second thing is we use each when we have a small number of that particular noun which is present in the sentence. Now suppose there are 10 or there are 30, basically which can be counted easily. Okay, by small number I mean which can be counted. Like if I say the classroom, we have students in the classroom. For in that case I can say, right, each student must bring their English book tomorrow. Right, now there in the classroom, of course I can use each because I can count the students. They are 30 or 35 or 40, right? So I can count them, right? So in that case we use each. Alright, so I have written a sentence here. Each question is quite difficult. Now here we can say, suppose there are 5 questions. Alright, there are 5 questions or there are 15 questions, right? Basically any small number which can be counted easily. In that case we can use each, right? Like I have done here, each question is quite difficult, right? Now third case is when we have 2 objects or 2 persons, basically not object, that doer of the action, but basically we are talking about when we have two persons, basically, right? 2 things or 2 persons. When we have 2 persons or 2 things in the sentence, at least 2, okay, not more than 2, in that case also we use each. Okay, suppose like on one bench 2 students sit, right? So in that case, if I'm talking to those 2 students, I can use each, right? Like I can say, if I want the first 2 students to come forward to get their work checked, so what can I say in that case? Each student must come forward and get their work checked. Okay, so it means I am talking to those 2 students. So of course I told you for the class also, because it's a small number, I can use each. But when there are only two persons or 2 objects or 2 things, right? So in that case also we can use each. You can have a look at this sentence and I am sure you will be able to understand. See, in a football match, each team has 11 players, right? Now, in a football match, how many teams are there? 2, right? 2 teams are there. So that is the reason we have used each team. Each team has 11 players. I hope you have understood how we use each, the distributive, the determiner in the sentences. Now, I have written one more sentence here. Read each of these questions carefully. Now, what do you think? I have used the word each here. Is it the determiner, the adjective? Remember, I told you the basic difference. Whenever you get confused whether it is an adjective or a pronoun, just see whether it is being followed by a noun. If it is not being followed by a noun, that means it is a pronoun. And if the word is followed by a noun, that means it is an adjective. Alright, so here if we see, each is followed by of, right? So it is not an adjective, rather it is a pronoun. Alright, and we can notice one more thing here, that each, the determiner, right, it is used with singular noun, right? Singular countable, right? And if you see here, each question is, right? So verb is also singular. So you have to understand this thing, right? Each question is. That means we are talking about every single question individually, right? But when it is used as a pronoun, right? Let me frame another sentence here. Like if I say each of the boys, okay, then I will write is. Each of the boys is smart. Okay, do not get confused that if this has been used in plural, so we'll be using the verb in plural. No, because this verb has been used for each of the boys. Of course, the boys are there, right? The boys are there and maybe there are 15, but we are talking about every boy, I mean each boy, sorry, each boy, every single boy there. So that is why we have used is. So you have to take care of this thing. When it is used as a pronoun, then it will be, the verb will be singular, right? Do not get confused by looking at this word which is given in plural, right? Now we'll be talking about every, alright? So we use every when we are referring, when we refer to a group, okay? And the most important thing is here is that the number in that group should always be more than 2. If it is 2 or less than that, we cannot use every. In that case, we will be using each. Alright. So first thing is that when we use it when we refer to a group in which there are more than 2 people. At least 3 persons should be there. Alright. In that case, we use every. Right. And now first thing is that we use every if we want to say all. So basically every is a very strong word, stronger than each, and it basically means like leaving nobody, okay, each without any exception, okay. So basically everybody is included in that, so all. Let's have a look at the example first. The scenario in which we use every to denote the sense of all, right? All. So see here, every man must do his duty honestly. Now here, by every man, it means every man, all the men who are there on this earth, right? We are not leaving any man when we say every, okay. So basically it means all the men who are there on this earth, they should do their duty honestly. Now the second thing is I have already told you that every is used when at least there are more than 2, and in most of the cases the number is large, and I should in fact say that the number is indefinite. Alright, it is a large number and indefinite number, right? So she has read every book in the library. Now if you see here beta, she has read every book. Now in the library there is a large number of books, right? And of course we cannot count them. Now next one is we also use every I'm sorry when we want to express or say how often or how frequently or how many times something happens, right? So if you see here, I use my computer every day. Alright, I use my computer every day. So it shows the frequency, right? Like how many times I use my computer. How many times I use my computer, right? So I hope you have understood the use of every. Let's talk about either and neither now. Alright, so either and neither, we use both these determiners. They are used when we are talking about 2 things or persons or objects, right? When there are 2 persons available there, right? Only then we use either and neither. But of course the meaning is entirely different when we use them. Like when we use either, it means suppose there are 2 things in front of me, right? And I choose one of them. right? That means I choose one of them. When we use neither, it means, it is used in negative sense. Like, if there are two things available, I am not interested in any of them. So let's try and understand the same with the help of these examples. Now, either book is read. Okay. Now, I have already told you that either and neither, they are used when there are two persons or objects. Okay. Now, either book is read. Now, if we are talking about book here, it is very clear that there are two books. And if I say this thing, either book is read, I mean out of these two books, okay, one is of red color. Okay, do you get my point here? Right? So out of those two books, one is red for sure. This is what we mean if we speak the sentence like this: either book is red. Okay. Now, either pen will do. When we use this thing, will do, that means I will be fine with this thing, right? So either pen will do. Suppose I forgot my pen, right? I forgot my pen, and then I ask one of my classmates to help me with the pen if he has a spare one. So luckily he has two pens, and he asks me, which one do you like, right? So I say either pen will do. Okay, you can give me any of these two pens, either pen will do. All right. Now next is neither boy is cunning. All right, neither boy is cunning. So there are two boys in front of me, right? And I find them quite innocent, right? So I tell my friend, no one is cunning. Alright, I mean to say no one is cunning. Out of those two boys, no one is cunning. Both are innocent. Next is neither statement is true. Now two statements are given, right? But we find that both the statements are untrue, right? So I say neither statement is true. Basically, both the statements are untrue, and not even a single one out of them that is true. So this is how we use either and neither. Now we have one more thing here. You see here, either book. Whenever we use either and neither as a distributive determiner, we use singular countable noun here, right? And of course singular verb. So you have to focus upon here singular countable noun. And these distributives, they can be pronouns also, right? Let me write a sentence here so that you can understand. Either of the pens is black. Alright. Now if you see here, either of the pens. Of course this is pronoun because either is not followed by a noun, right? So it is a pronoun. But what is the difference? Now I am talking about general use of either here, right? Either of the, here it is always used in plural, right? Because we are saying out of the two pens, we cannot, if we are talking about two, right? If we have two pens and I am talking about one of them, so I cannot say either of the pen. Of course, it has to be in plural, either of the pens, right? Is black. Now here the thing comes which you need to remember. Here it is again, it is in plural sense, right? Because we are talking about one pen out of the two, right? So it has been used for that one pen, right? So it has to be in singular, right? And it will be in plural, right? The same way we can say neither of the statements is true, right? So there are two statements. We are talking about both the statements right here. So neither of the statements out of those two, I mean not even a single one is true, right? So basically both are incorrect, both are false. So I hope you will remember this thing, how we use either and neither in the sentences. So if you have any doubt regarding any point, please do not hesitate to ask me. Thank you so much.